Hi everyone, it's Tyler Hess and this is Christian Music Zine TV episode number 2. This week I'm going to talk about how we decide who we're going to cover at Christian Music Zine. This is a pretty touchy subject in the Christian music industry. How do we decide who we're going to cover? Do we cover only bands that are involved in contemporary Christian music? Do we cover bands that say that they're a Christian band? Do we cover bands that are Christians in a band? How do we decide what we want to cover, who we want to talk about? And the issue for me is pretty simple. I want to cover bands that I want to promote who are Christians. That means that the people in the band are Christians. As simple as that. I want to promote people who are of the same faith as us. Why? Because I love Christians, because I love God. That's, in fact, one of the ways that you know that you're a Christian is because you love other Christians. And I want to be able to promote their ministry, whether it's a ministry of preaching from the stage, if it's a ministry of helping out other bands, just talking about Jesus, or just being a Christian. Sometimes bands are filled with Christians, but they're young Christians, new Christians, and I just want to be able to promote them because I love them and because I want to help them and I want to help their ministry in whatever way that is. Now it can be kind of a tough situation trying to figure out sometimes who to cover, because not every single band says, we're a Christian band, we're all Christians. Sometimes they're just Christians in a band, or however you want to put it. And so it's a little bit tough to figure out, should we cover them? Are they really Christians? It's tough because you don't know everybody's heart. You don't know everybody's mind or their mindset. Some bands don't want to be covered as a Christian band even if they are filled with Christians. So it's a little bit difficult. And then there's some bands who are partially Christian members, partially not. And so it's a little bit difficult. But what I try to do is I look into things as much as I possibly can. I'll follow people on Twitter, on Facebook, I look at their website, I'll see what label they're associated with, and sometimes it's easier than others. Some labels have very specific guidelines where they say, you have to sign some kind of document saying what you believe. Other labels are a little bit more lenient. They just talk to people and they don't really announce things. So sometimes we have to look at, who is distributing this band's work, because sometimes things go specifically to the Christian market and sometimes they don't. Sometimes you just have to look into different interviews, different articles about bands, see who they're associated with, and eventually you just have to make a judgment call. Some bands we have covered in the past that seem to have some Christian members, but maybe they have some questionable content in their lyrics or in their behavior, and that's a little bit difficult, and it's there has to be some kind of discernment, not that we want to make some kind of judgment on if they're a Christian or if they're not a Christian, but if it's something that we feel comfortable with promoting or not, we have to just make that decision. There have been bands that I've found out, some guys are Christians, some are not. And I have to say, you know what? We're not going to cover anything that can be considered overly questionable. If they're going to be using a lot of or any profanity in their lyrics, something that I consider profanity, that's another subject. What is profanity? That's a little bit difficult to decide, but I just have to go with would I say that? And that's a little bit tricky in itself. So I'm not perfect in my decisions, but I just try my best, and I'm here to try to help people. Just because we don't cover a band doesn't mean that I don't like their music or I don't love the people. I just don't know whether or not I can feel comfortable covering their music, because I'm not sure if it would properly fit under the Christian music realm, and so I just have to make a decision, and I do that. So let me know in the comments would you feel comfortable with being on a Christian music website? Would it be, you know, just people in contemporary Christian music? Would it be, you know, Christians in a band? Is it people that have any kind of spiritual content in their lyrics? So how would you run things? And let me know in the comments. And thank you all for watching episode number 2 of Christian Music Zine TV. Check us out online at www.christianmusiczine.com. Thank you.